Right, you lot, you've been after this one, so let's just get it done. What's happening, guys? It is Matt here from Sophisticated Obsession, and today we are going to be doing another Labo video. Yes, we are. So a couple of years ago, I did a video about the best Labos according to the internet, and quite a few people have gone, yeah, that's okay, but we actually want your feedback and we want to know what you were thinking. So guys, this is my complete list of my favorite Labos in the current mainline collection. This does not include any of the city exclusives, so I would say that if that is maybe something that you are after, then I can obviously do a list including the city exclusives, maybe like a mega Labo list where I'm like including all of them. That would probably take me about 2 days to create, but we could do it. Right, I've got 18 fragrances to get through, so I've done my test strips, I've done all of my testers, so let's just get this done, because otherwise this is going to be a 4-hour epic. Okay, so coming in dead last. This one, I just don't think I'm ever going to like ever. It smells dusty, it smells old, it smells like an old people's home. This is Jasmine 17. It's floral, and I'm not really a massive fan of florals, I must admit. And it's just very, very dusty. It's very powdery. There's just nothing here that I particularly like. We're moving on. Okay, next up we come to 17, and this one is very overpowering. It's really strong in that sort of floral aspect again. This is Iris. Iris 39 is very strong. It's polarizing, it's just a little bit much. I would say though, if you do like that sort of lipsticky Parma Violets type of scent, this is the one for you. With the floral elements and with those maybe like soapy and dusty elements in the background, it's just not for me. I just personally don't think I would ever wear it. So that's why it's at number 17. Okay, coming in at number 16. This one is actually one that I do like, but just not on me. When I wear it, it just smells a little bit weird. It smells a little bit vinegary, but I know that Rachel's mum has this one and she smells great with it. This is Fleur D'Oranger 27. I get a lot of those citrusy orange notes blending really nicely with the floral elements. The problem is the floral elements in this, with my skin chemistry, just turns a little bit rancid. And what I've then got is I've got that citrus element that then combines with the acidity of those floral elements, and it just turns out to be a little bit rank. Having said that though, if this is worn by the right person, oh my Christ, it is beautiful. I am a little bit wary of the longevity. I think that the longevity of this could potentially be a little bit better. But as I said before, that's just my skin chemistry. Take it or leave it. Okay, number 15. This one is a spicy meatball. This one is one where I think that the test strip doesn't do it justice. I've sprayed this on a test strip and I've gone, oh, no, that is rank. Whereas spraying it on skin, it becomes a little bit more human. This is Oud 27. This is so potent. This will take your eyesight if you're not careful. It's really animalic. It's really, really sort of leathery and dark and just sort of dirty smelling. On a test strip, it smells really plasticky. There is a plastic element here which I don't particularly like. However, spraying it on skin, that plastic element goes. It's still got like the real sort of heavy notes of, I think it's like either castoreum or civet, like they are really, really skanky, but it blends itself in a better way, and so those really skanky notes, they turn out to be a little bit more vanillic. The problem is of why it is so far down is I just would struggle to know where to wear this. So with that in mind, that's why I think it deserves to be a little bit lower on the list. Okay, next up we come to 14, and this one is one that I actually really like, but there is one fundamental feature which sucks about it, and that is the longevity. This is Ambrette 9. Predominantly, it is a musk scent. It kind of reminds me of like a baby lotion. It smells a little bit creamy. There's maybe like an apple-y or a pear-like accord in here, but those musks are so soft, so beautiful. It's just a really, really beautiful, calming scent. The issue is the longevity of this really does suck. So that is why it's so low down, purely because the price that you are paying, you want this to last, and I just personally don't get the right amount of longevity from this. Okay, number 13, unlucky for some. This one is one that I sometimes smell it and I go, wow, I love this. This is amazing. Oh my God, this is so underrated. And then there are other times when I just smell it and I go, oh, that is so bang average. This is Labdanum 18. I think I'm having an average day today. I'm smelling it and all I'm really getting is a cream-like scent. There's a little bit of sweetness in the background. There's a little bit of powderiness here. It's a little bit woodsy. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Today I'm smelling it and I just think this smells very generic. The only reason of why I've maybe put it above the others is purely because there are some times when I smell it and I go, that is amazing. Okay, number 12. This one is one that I do really, really like, but I think that personally, for this season that I'm in at the moment, it just doesn't work. It's too bright, it's too summery, it's just not something that I would wear when it's really, really cold out. So coming in at number 12, this is Neroli 36. If you like a summery citrus scent with a soapy overtone, this is your kiddie. This is one where I smell it and I instantly feel very clean. I think that the soapiness maybe is a little bit overpowering for my own personal taste. Having said that, I do like the musk appeal that comes underneath this fragrance. A lovely scent, but just not one that I think I would wear all year round. Next one, we come to another spicy one. So at number 11, we have Patchouli 24. Patchouli gets a lot of love in the community, and I can see why. I do really like its artistic nature. Personally though, I find that the smoky patchouli note to be overpowering, overbearing, and I actually worry if I ever wear this out, where I am wearing it and who I'm wearing it around. This smells like you have lit yourself on fire. Again, like oud, the test strip does not do it justice. Those smoky elements are still there, but they have more vanillic undertones to sweeten this up and maybe not be as bold and as sort of obnoxious. This is definitely one where I think if I wore it more, it probably would grow on me, but at the moment, I just think it's maybe a little bit too strong for me. Okay, next up, it's number 10. This next one has actually shocked me with how much I like it. As you guys know, I love my summery scents, and this one does remind me of summer. This is Lys 41. This is your archetypal summer sun cream scent. It's very creamy, it's summery, it's like sunshine in a bottle. I do, however, think that this is rather effeminate, which is probably why it is a little bit lower down on this list, but it is a beautiful scent. I personally love it, so it's going in at number 10. Okay, number 9, and this one is one that I actually own. Sometimes I love it, and sometimes I'm a bit like, ooh, that's a little bit strong, that's a little bit sharp. This is Ylang 49. This is one that I have had for a couple of years, and as you can see, I've barely dented the bottle. And I think it's purely because I have to be in the mood for wearing it. Most of the time, I put my fragrance on in the morning before I leave for work, and I find this to be maybe a little bit too sharp, and that is purely because this is made up of white florals. To be honest, I'm a little bit shocked that I actually got this in the first place. Usually, myself and white florals just don't get on, but this one kind of caught me by surprise. purely because of the dry down. The start of this fragrance is very strong and sharp, but it does dry down into more of a kinder floral note, which actually I do really like. Also, it darkens up a little bit and it makes a little bit more of a sexier fragrance later on in the day, which I do really enjoy from this fragrance. I wouldn't say that I necessarily regret having it in my collection, but there might have been other fragrances that I bought before this one. Okay, number 8. This one is one that I think is generic, but I do think that it is beautiful. Also, I think that the performance of this is great. This is Vetiver 46. I really love the green vetiver notes here. I think that that is really, really well done. But also, what I love is this kind of piney element here. It's very woodsy, really, really masculine. It's just a really lovely scent. I think you could wear this pretty much anywhere and you would get away with it. It is such a well-blended fragrance to be worn as almost like a dumb reach fragrance. I do think that it is maybe on the touch of generic, but I cannot deny that this is a fantastic scent. I really, really love this. Okay, we are now getting into the business end of this list. So let's get over to number 7. This next one is one where I think if I had my time again, I would probably swap out Ylang for this. This is Thé Noir 29. I personally don't get much in the way of tea. It's there, but you have to really dig your nose into this. What we have here though is a real sexy element. I think that it's maybe more of an evening scent, which was probably another reason why I went with Ylang, because I could wear that sort of throughout the day. This is a superb unisex scent. Tom Ford's Noir de Noir, very similar to this scent. I think that that maybe lasts a little bit longer than this one, but as a great alternative, I think Thé Noir is a really, really fantastic scent. Next up, we come to probably one of my favorite scents of Rachel's. Again, it sucks on my skin. Honestly, I smell this on Rach and I'm like, oh my God, she smells amazing. And then I try it and I'm like, wow, I smell rank. I just don't know what it is about my skin. But anyway, this is Rose 31. If this worked on my skin a little bit better, this would be up there in probably the top 3. Unfortunately though, my skin chemistry just does not work with this. It is a gorgeous rose note, but it is a little bit darker, it's a little bit more sexy. There's maybe a slight sort of peppery element in the background. I would say it's probably verging more onto the effeminate side, but I would still say that this is a really, really lovely unisex scent. Okay, we are into the top 5, people. Now we come to one of their newest fragrances in their Fine Fragrances collection. This one took me by surprise, actually. When I did my review of this, I was a bit like, whoa, I was not expecting that, and I love it. So at number 5, we have Baie 19. This is a lovely mentholy type of smell. I think that this is a wonderful springtime scent. For those of you that really like Gaiac 10, try this because I think that you will really like it. But also for those of you like myself where I smell Gaiac 10 and I want to love it, but I just don't really enjoy the performance side of things, this is a really good alternative for you. I would not be surprised if I treated myself to a full bottle of this in the near future. Okay, number 4. We now come to another fragrance that I have in my collection. This was my first ever fragrance that I got from Le Labo. Still love it, still think it is an absolutely amazing scent. And it is definitely one that I think if you are new to Le Labo, this is a really accessible fragrance. This is Bergamote 22. The way in which I always describe this is like a lemon tree that has been blended. You have got the really lovely juicy elements from the lemon juice, but also you've got some slightly tart elements coming from the lemon rind. You've also got some green elements coming from those lemon leaves, and also some woodsy elements coming in from the bark and the wood. Overall, I think that this is just a really accessible fragrance. I think it is one where if you are new to fragrancing or if you're new to Le Labo, this is a great one to try. Okay, third place. We are into the bronze medal position, people. This is another fragrance where they have recently brought this out. Even though this is one of their most recent releases, I do think that this is one of their best. This is Tonka 25. There is a darker element here which I was not expecting from Tonka. Usually Tonka is quite spicy but quite sweet. I do get this sweetness, but there is a muskiness here which then makes it a little bit darker and a little bit more animalic. I wouldn't say that it is animalic in the same sort of vein as like oud is or patchouli is, but there is just something here which I just think is so sexy and just so inviting. This is a really cozy scent. Is this gonna be my next Le Labo scent? Quite possibly. Number 2. Woo! So the remaining 2 scents, to be honest, I get fantastic feedback from. Both of them, I get great compliments. They probably are 2 of my best compliment getters that I have in my collection. This is really tough, and I have really put this down to which scent would I be able to then wear more. Both of these scents I wear a lot, but I have decided to put this next one into the second place purely because I think that it's possibly not as versatile as my first place one. So coming in at number 2, this is Santal 33. Santal 33 is kind of marketed as their flagship scent. If you have smelt Le Labo, you probably have smelt this one before. I think that this is one of the best dry downs I've ever smelt. I love it. I just love it. It is so good. This is really heavy on like the woods, the leather. There's a little bit of like papyrus in here, which is quite interesting, but then the dry down is just a beautiful ambery vanillic note. Oh my God, it is just amazing. Try this on your skin and leave it for half an hour. And if you don't like it, then fair enough, but I think that this will probably change your day. Okay guys, you have made it. So last but certainly not least, this is my favorite Le Labo to date. This is another 13. This is such a weird one. There is a slight appley or pear-like element in here, but mainly this is about musk. This is a really weird one where I spray it and it disappears and I'm like, oh God, the performance on this is rubbish. And then suddenly somebody will go, wow, Matt, you smell amazing. Genuinely guys, the amount of compliments that I've got from this is crazy. I would say if you are more into the minimalistic side of fragrancing, definitely give this one a try. So another 13 is today's winner of this Le Labo list. And there we go guys, that is my complete list of my favorite Le Labos in rank order. Please let me know with what fragrance you absolutely love from Le Labo, and that is it for this video. But before you go, please hit me up on Instagram to see what I'm getting up to on a day-to-day basis, and if you have not done so already, smash that big subscribe button. Hope you have an amazing day, whatever you are doing, and I am gonna see you in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.